Assalamu alaikum guys, this is the second part of lecture number 1 in solid modeling using Inventor 2019. In the previous section or part we learned together how we can open the Inventor using the part file, how we can draw a sketch, what meant by sketch and feature, how you can navigate, go right, go down, up, left, zoom in, zoom out, zoom extent or best fit, use the orbit, use the cube, view cube or the home. Now our target in this part to learn together how to use the 2D tools. So let me start again, new file. As I told you, we have to select English or metric unit. Say that we have metric. I will use a standard millimeter part, create the part, say OK and wait for the inventor to open the file. As I told you, to make a 3D feature we have to start from 2D sketch. So I will start 2D sketch. We have to select the work plane, say that this is the work plane I want. Now let us start talking about the 2D tools. Guys, the 2D tools, it's like the concept of them, they are same of AutoCAD, like in the tools in Inventor more simple and not options are there because the target here to build a 3D part, not 2D. So again, for line guys, you can start the line from anywhere, click this point, that point, that point, that point. Surely you have to later add more constraints to this shape. Like as example, you can constrain the shape so that this line should be horizontal line, this one vertical, and so on. You can put dimensions like this, put it as 25 and so on. This is for the line. So it's easy to draw a line here. If we open the options of the line, we have SP line using control vertex. Again, first point, second point, third point, fifth point. Once you finish, press OK. And then later you can change the SP line or spline like this. Just use the vertex to change the shape of the SP line. Surely you can constrain distance between this point as example and this point to be as example 35 and so on. Or you can control the location of the SP line with reference to others. You can also go to SP line or spline using interpolation. Choose this point as example, this point, that point, that point, that point, and then press OK or create. Finish 2D sketching. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a mistake again. Right click, edit the sketch. Again, we can select the SP line, first point, second point, third point, fourth point, and then OK, like this. You can use this tangent to change the shape of the SP line and so on. Also, you can add dimensions. I want distance between this point and this point to be 40 as example. You can constraining the location of the SP line with reference to this one and so on. Regarding also, we have here under the line equation curve, so you can create a curve from user specified equation, and bridge curve. If you have two curves or two, you can bridge, make a curve in between. For circle guys, we have circle center point. This is the center point, this is the end point or the a point through the circle. Then you can go back and then select the circle diameter. As you see, diameter will be 60 like this. Can I choose radius instead of diameter? Yes. Select the circle. Now before selecting the point, right click and choose dimension type and then select the radius. Now this is the radius. Surely I can't do it because I have already the diameter. It's over constrained. So it give me notification about that. We have circle option, circle tangent to 3 lines as example. Let me go back and draw 3 lines like this. Okay, and then I can draw a circle, and this circle should be tangent to this line and this line and this line together. In this case, no need to write dimension because it's already constrained, because I have just one circle tangent to these 3 lines. Ellipse. Regarding ellipse, guys, same like the circle. We have option to start from the center point, then you can indicate the other point, the end point of the major axis, and then the end point of the minor axis. Later you can add dimension, select the ellipse. I want this distance to be 280 as example. Again, move to the left, the minor dimension, it is 150 as example. You can also constrain the center. I want distance between this circle and this ellipse to be 500 as example, and so on. Regarding the arc, we have options: arc 3 points, first point, second point, and this is the third point. Again, you can add dimension, the radius how much, distances how much, and so on, location where, and so on. Arc, tangent arc, that means the new arc will be tangent to the current arc, and the start point of the new will be the end point of the current, and finally you have to indicate the end point like this. Surely you can add a dimension and many things. Arc, center point arc, that means we know the center point, this is the center point, this is the start of the arc, this is the end of the arc, and surely you can change dimension, location, and so on. This is regarding the arc. Now regarding the rectangle, we have rectangle option, first corner, second corner. Again, you will change this dimension later, and location. Regarding location, as example, if you have let me say that I have this line as example, okay, we can add dimension between this line and this line to be 400 as example, like this, and so on. So you can control the dimensions and the location. Rectangle, we have rectangle 3 point. This is the first point, second point, third point. Again, you can add dimensions and constraining the location. Rectangle 3 point done. 3 point. We have 2 point center. This is the center and this is the point. As you see, we have 2 diagonals. By the way, this is say that normal object. This is construction object. The difference between the normal one, as you see, this is green continuous. This is yellow dashed. The dashed one and yellow, that means it's a construction line. It's an imaginary line, not a real line, and it will not be considered when you make a feature, when you make a 3D, like extrude or revolve or whatever. Next, rectangle 3 point center. We know the center and 1 point and second point or the third point, like this. Same thing, we have diagonal as a construction lines. You can add dimensions, change the location, constrain it as you wish. Slot, center to center, that means the first center point, second center point, and finally you have to check or to select the end point like this to indicate the thickness. Later you can change the radius of the circle to be, as example, to be 100 or 900, better 900. Okay, and also we can change the distance between this center and this center to be 5000 as example. Okay, and so on, and you can control the position relative to this one or that one anytime. You have also slot overall, first point, second point, same, approximately same, and you can edit the dimensions, same, radius and distances, whatever. Again, slot center point of the slot, first center of the arc, and finally the thickness. And you can change or add dimension or constrain it like before. Slot 3 points, first point, second point, and this is the third point, like the rectangle, but it is a slot. Once you select the third point, you want to select the thickness. Anytime you can change the dimension, say that dimension between this circle and this circle to be, as example, 6000, and you can change this radius or diameter or angle or this radius or that radius, and the center location. You can add more constraints. Slot, we have here center point arc. That means this is like the arc exactly. This is the center, this is the start point, this is the end point, and now is the thickness of the slot. You can change everything. You can constrain this radius to be 2500, this radius to be 4000 as example. No need. We can change this one dimension, this one, because this is over constrained, no need for it. Dimension, the middle one, you can change it for 4000 as example. Double click again, it's like this. Okay, and you can also add a constraint for the center point between this one and this one should be distance like this, and so on. You can constrain it as you wish. We finished the slot. We have a polygon here. The polygon you have to select, is it inscribed or subscribed? Number of sides, say that 5 as example, or keep it 6 or 7, whatever. Select the center point and select the first point location like this. You can change it many times as you wish later. Okay, now you can add constraints. So I want distance, right click aligned, this distance to be 50,000 as example, and you can change the angle. You can constrain this to be horizontal like this, and this is you can also constrain the location by, say, the center between this one and this one as example to be this distance, or change it. It's up to you. You can create a points like this. These are the points. You can use them to draw a circle, ellipse, anything, draw lines, or draw as example SP line. I want a SP line from this point to this point to this point to this point to this point as example. Then finish the sketch like this, and so on. We have chamfer here, trim, extend, split, offset. I will tell you what are these. They are the same of the 2D tools of AutoCAD, but more simple. By the way, we forgot this one. Create text. Yes, create text here. You can type any